Is Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay, a safe city to visit? Obviously, Uruguay is located in South America, and South America does have a reputation amongst people who have never been to South America as being a bit of a dangerous continent. Now, I spent 1 month in Uruguay in 2025, and as for my experience, I did feel safe in Montevideo. I was walking around the city both at daytime and at nighttime when it was dark, and I did not feel too much danger. Now, obviously, I was not going to the outer suburbs of the city. I was staying in the tourist zone of the city, but you will see lots of people walking down the street with their phones out. When you're walking around the historic old town at Ciudad Vieja, you see lots of people sat outside having coffee, eating expensive steak, drinking wine without any issues or any fear for their safety. Additionally, I was also seeing women walking down the streets with earphones in their ears and headphones on their ears. So that goes to show that if the local women feel safe to do that, then Montevideo probably is a safe city. Now, I did say earlier that I was mostly sticking to the tourist zone of Montevideo. I would recommend staying somewhere in this loop that I've put on the map here. Virtually all of Montevideo's tourist sites are in this loop, apart from the Estadio Centenario, the big stadium, which is the big circle that you see on the top right of the screen. But most of the activities and restaurants and cafes and bars that you will want to go to in Montevideo are located in this black loop. So you have the historic old town, the Ciudad Vieja, as I mentioned before. This is where you're going to find lots of really nice European style architecture. There are a lot of nice cafes here. You have the Mercado del Puerto with lots of food options. So then if you go a little to the east, you then have Centro. So this is where you find the Avenida 18 de Julio. That's like the main business street in Montevideo. So if you stay here, you're near lots of shops and pharmacies and restaurants. Again, heading a bit to the east, you then have this area called Cordon. You have the Mercado Ferrando here. You've got the Parque Rodo there, which is a very nice park to go and have a walk around. You do have some really nice bars in Cordon, so if you do like beer and wine, this is potentially a good place to stay. And then you have the Pocitos area, which is kind of like a fancy residential part of the city. You're near the Pocitos beach here, so this is potentially a good place to stay if you're coming to Montevideo in the Uruguayan summer months. Now, I will just say that unfortunately and sadly, like any big city in the world these days, you do see homeless people in Montevideo, and it is pretty sad to see, especially in the colder months in Uruguay, because it can get really cold in Montevideo and sometimes it does rain as well. But this is not a safety concern in my view, because it's not like some cities that you go to in Brazil, for example, where you see junkies and crackheads screaming and jumping up and down and maybe causing you discomfort. It's not like that in Montevideo. It's just sadly people who have fallen on hard times. In fact, I do actually have one additional safety concern, and this is a safety concern for your feet in Montevideo. When you're walking down the streets, you may notice a lot of dog poop, so you do need to be careful not to step in that dog poop. I don't think I've ever been to a city with so much unclean dog poop, so yeah, do watch out for that. Now, do let me know in the comments if you have been to Montevideo yourself, and do let me know how safe you felt in the city. Did you feel any danger, or did you feel like me that the city was pretty damn safe? And if you are from Montevideo, do let me know in the comments your safety tips and your recommendations for foreign tourists coming to your city. If you have found today's video useful and helpful, do make sure that right now you click the like button and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.